Melissa. In this video, I am going to attempt to answer your biggest question yet when it comes to desktop DTV, which is what is the difference between the Prestige A3 Plus and then the A3 Plus R version and the Roland BN-20D. So they're both DTF printers. I obviously have both. I've used both. So what is the difference? So there are some big differences. There are some more minor differences. And we're going to get to all of that. Which one is right for you is going to depend on a lot of things. Okay, so I have some notes right here. So if I'm looking down, that's probably just all I'm looking at, is just to remind myself what I want to make sure that I get across to you. So let's start with price, okay? So the price is, this one's like half the price of the Roland, okay? So the Prestige A3 Plus and the Prestige A3 Plus R stands for roll. That version can take a roll. This version can take sheets. The R version can take rolls and sheets, okay? So this is about $37.95 to jump in. It's a little bit higher for the R version. The Roland BN-20D is, like I said, almost twice that, $64.95. Neither comes with ink, although both you can get bundles with ink, okay? So if you are wondering what is the base price of the printer, I would say about $3,800 versus $6,500, okay? So just be aware of that. The R version, as I said, can take rolls. This one can only take sheets. It's 13 inches wide for the Prestige, both models. The Roland can take 20-inch wide DTF film, only off a roll, okay? You can use smaller rolls, but it has to be on a roll. And we're gonna get more into that because that's actually a big determining factor as we get more into this. So one thing that you are going to want, and it's very difficult to see from this angle, they look kind of the same size. I will tell you that the Prestige is relatively small compared to the Roland. Now, I have this on a big table. It comes on a stand, or it doesn't come on a stand. There is a stand that's available that I would recommend that you get. They're sold out right now, which is why I have mine on a table, but it will be going on a stand because this is good desktop space that I need, okay? I like to be able to move stuff around as I need it. So if you have a shop like that and you want to be able to do that too, you can get a stand for this. The Prestige does not have a stand available for it. However, it has a much smaller footprint, okay? So when you're printing though, you will need, it's not this piece, there's another piece that extends out on the front to make sure that the sheet doesn't fall down. There's really nothing behind. This is about as far as it goes. I'll give you the exact dimensions on a graphic, but just know that the footprint of the Prestige is smaller. Now, the Prestige A3 Plus R is a different story because you can extend it with the roll, all right? So that would make the depth a little bit bigger. The other thing about the Prestige R version only is that you can connect it to an inline, so an inline setup. So an inline meaning you could put an automatic shaker and dryer all in a line and continue to print off the roll. Neither the Prestige A3 Plus nor the Roland can print in inline, okay? So you might think, well, why can't the Roland print inline if it has a roll? Well, the reason is because the type of printing that it does, the process of the printing. So while the Prestiges, while they lay down, as they're going across the page, laying down ink, they're doing CMYK and white basically at the same time. The white layer goes on the back, or when it prints out, it's basically the top, right? But you're printing in reverse, so it ends up being the back. So it's printing at the same time, which means once the sheet comes out, the sheet is done. The Roland has a different process. What the Roland does is it prints all the CMYK at one time. Then it pulls that whole roll back into this area, and then it reprints the white on top. So if you think about that, what that means is you can't print too long because all that film needs to be rolled back. And if it's too long, it will roll back on itself on the roll and the ink will smear. As you know, DTF ink on film is supposed to be wet. You need it to be a little bit wet as it's coming out of the printer so that the powder will cure. Because of that process, it cannot connect to an inline because the inline needs the roll to keep feeding forward. It can't feed it back. So that's kind of a disadvantage, I would say, to the Roland, all right? So there's no set max length for printing on this, I mean, you could really print as long as you want. However, you're not going to want to do that because of, like I said, because it needs to roll back. So I would say max printing on this, about 20 inches wide at a time, probably anywhere between like 20 and 30 inches. Again, this one also prints extremely slow. All DTF printers print pretty slow, but this one is extraordinarily slow, even for a DTF printer, 5 square feet per hour. And so if you print too long and then it sends it back and then it prints white, the ink is going to get too dry by the time it comes out for the powder to stick. So think about that as well. So just to recap, if you are looking to really scale your production and you want to eventually add the inline, you are going to want to go with the Prestige A3 Plus R model of the 3 that we're talking about, okay? If you are looking for wider, 20-inch wide, that's going to be this. If you are looking for sheet fed only, max of 13 by 19, Prestige A3 Plus, okay? So this one can't take this one can't take sheets, this one can't take rolls, this one can only do rolls, but not inline. Lots to cover, I know. Okay, so now let's talk about the initial setup and maintenance, because those are really big questions. I will tell you hands down, the Roland wins in both of those categories. When it comes to the initial setup for this, the Roland, I don't know if you can see here, it has ink cartridges, just 5 ink cartridges, white and CMYK. You shake them and you put them in the slot. The software, the utility, does the rest. It charges the inks. You're not familiar with that? That's when the ink is pulled into the lines. With the Prestige models, both the A3 Plus and the A3 Plus R, you are doing this manually. You are pouring the ink into the ink, you are pouring ink from a bottle into smaller bottles that are then connected through tubes, which you need to use a syringe to pull the ink through. You have to do that with every color. All right, and pull it back all the way through the line into the dampers. Okay, so it's a much more manual and messy process. Okay, so just to let you know that. As far as maintenance, the daily maintenance on the Roland BN-20D, basically take the ink cartridges out, specifically the white, shake it, print a nozzle check to make sure. The ink circulation on this is really good. If you have any ink nozzles that are missing, you can then just do a clean through the software. You're not doing anything yourself. You're just doing it through the software to clean the print head. Now, about once a week, once every 2 weeks, you're gonna wanna do more of like the deep clean, and that's more in depth for both of these printers. All right, this one seems to have a little bit more, you know, need a little more attention, I might say, okay? Print speed and quality. So there's fact and then there's perception, right? So the print speed on the Roland BN-20, they're not, first of all, you're not comparing apples to apples. So it's a little bit difficult. I would have to print at the same exact time for you to see how long it takes. But I will tell you, the Prestige prints a bit faster, okay? But again, 13 by 19, this one's 20 inches wide, so it's a little bit hard to say. But if you are doing basically the same shape, how long it would take, you know, we will compare that. And actually, maybe what I'll do is in the meantime, I'll put information, I'll test that, and then I'll put the information of exactly how long it took to print the exact same shape, image, size, and everything in the description below, so you have that information too. Now, DPI resolution is fact. There's no perception to that. So the max DPI on the Roland BN-20D is 1440 by, I don't want to get my facts wrong, so let me just verify. 1440 by 1080, okay? 1440 dots per inch by 1080. That's max. That's max print speed. That's max print resolution. That's not going to be max speed. If you want to speed it up, you have to drop it down, okay? The A3 Plus, the highest resolution is 2880, so double, by 1400, okay? So higher resolution possible on the Prestige, all right? So just so you know. Warranty and support. Oh, let's talk about ink prices while we're talking about resolution. So the ink prices are not terribly far off. For the Roland, as I said, they come in cartridges. The cartridges are not refillable, so you're gonna have to be buying cartridges. They run $57.99 for CMYK each, okay? And then the white is $62.99. So they average out to like $60 each. So you can get the set. I think the set is $298. Okay, so $299 for the set of 5 when you need to repurchase that. Those are 220 milliliters of each cartridge. Now, on the other hand, the Prestige comes in a bottle of ink. Okay, those are 900 to 1,000 milliliters. Remember, this is 220 milliliter per cartridge. Okay, you're not using that full bottle here. You're pouring it into a smaller container on the side of the Prestige. Those run, looking at the price, $99.99 for the white bottle, 1,000 milliliters, and $79.99 for each of the CMYK. So the ink, the price per milliliter of ink is definitely less expensive for the Prestige, just so you know. However, ease of use wise, Roland wins on that. Now, warranty and support. I have to tell you, I went round and round with the manufacturer of the Prestige about the warranty, because to me, and maybe it's not to you, but to me, it is not clear. And I'm not sure why that is. What I can tell you is the Roland has a 1-year trouble-free warranty. You have a problem with the print head, you have a problem with something else, they're gonna help you. Call tech support, they help you out. Comes with a 1-year warranty included. You can extend that warranty for up to 3 years. The Prestige, on the other hand, much more limited. They have a 1-year warranty on non-consumable parts, okay? With the exception of the print head, which has a limited 6-month warranty, but only up to 2 print heads. So if in 3 months you have a print head that goes bad and they have to replace it, you get another print head, and for whatever reason you have a head strike or something like that, there's no more after that. That's it. You're replacing it yourself. I will tell you, if you are new to DTF, if you have never had a DTF printer before, and you're not familiar, you are going to need support. You are going to need support. These things are going to be the highest maintenance printers in your office, in your shop, in your craft room, wherever you're using it. That goes for any DTF printer. Okay, there is one other option that I do want to bring up to you, and that is the Uninet. Uninet's the one that makes the iColor white toner printer. They also have 2 desktop size DTF printers. The Uninet 100, which is essentially equivalent to the Prestige as far as size, the printing size, and then they have the Uninet 1000, which is a roll feed, which that's more equivalent to the A3+R, and it can connect to an inline setup. I have a Uninet 100 on the way, so I'll be able to test that one out too and compare it to that as well. But I did want to let you guys know that that one also is coming to market. It's a desktop. The sizes, the size and the price is more comparable to the Prestige. So all of them, I should also point out, all of them only work on PC. They all have their own types of rips. So this would be a CAD link rip. This actually, the Roland BN-20D runs off of VersaWorks, which if you have a Roland BN-20A or BN-20, you're familiar with that. The process is a little bit different, but you are still running VersaWorks. Software is included in both of them, so you don't have to worry about that. So lots and lots and lots to think about. I hope that that helped you, at least with some part of your decision. I will tell you that both of them really need a curing oven and an air filter. You do not need to use brand specific for either of those. That is simply the process after the fact. It's like adding on a heat press, when you're doing HTV. It doesn't have to be the brand of the HTV or the cutting machine that you're using, okay? But you will need that, and that air filter that you see is this Oompa Loompa looking thing that you see over there in the corner. Okay, all right, you guys, if you're looking for more help, if you're looking for unboxings, if you're looking for first prints, if you're looking for anything else on either of these DTFs, I have a playlist for both of those. So make sure you go ahead and grab that, or go ahead and check that out. If you're looking for support and help, Silhouette U is my exclusive membership site, and it's called Silhouette U, but we have obviously grown in several years, and we offer much more support than just on Silhouette, and I offer one-on-one help. We have an exclusive inbox for priority, for members to get priority. I have videos that are not anywhere else, including here on YouTube. They're only on Silhouette U. So if you're interested in that, I will link to that as well, and I hope to see you guys around. Bye.